Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India NewsHour, India's voice to the world. I'm Mark Lin. Namaskar. Coming up in the next hour. Thousands of yoga events bring millions of yoga enthusiasts together to celebrate International Day of Yoga. Prime Minister Modi calls yoga an agent of global good. From the US to Africa to Japan, Yoga Day helps people cut stress and clutter from their lives as they embrace harmony and oneness in myriad yoga practices. Diplomatic community is all praise for International Day of Yoga, India's gift and its message of harmony and tranquility to the self and to the world. Yoga provides strength, balance, flexibility and relief to thousands suffering from various lifestyle ailments. Medical practitioners acknowledge yoga's healing potential. So let's begin with an update on International Day of Yoga celebrated across the globe. Or in a group setting, yoga offers a sanctuary for personal growth as well as spiritual renewal, making it a valuable tool for improving overall well-being in our modern, often hectic lives. Various ministers from India's cabinet, the President of India, Prime Minister of India as well, marked International Day of Yoga. Here's our report.
The International Day of Yoga is observed every year on different themes. This year, the theme for its 10th edition is Yoga for Self and Society. People all around the world celebrated International Day of Yoga on Friday. Yoga encompasses a diverse range of techniques and philosophies aimed at achieving harmony within oneself and with the surrounding world. President of India Draupadi Murmu performed yoga to mark the special day at India's Rashtrapati Bhavan. Joined by other participants in a series of yoga postures and breathing exercises, President Murmu underscored importance of yoga as part of India's cultural heritage and its relevance in contemporary life. Meanwhile, more than 4,000 people from all walks of life performed yoga along with India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi as he led the nation on the International Day of Yoga on Friday. Prime Minister Modi was in Srinagar to mark this special day. He performed yoga on the banks of Dal Lake and addressed the yoga enthusiasts present there and said that
योग केवल एक विद्या नहीं है, बल्कि एक विज्ञान भी है। आज सूचना क्रांति के इस दौर में हर ओर सूचना संसाधनों की बाढ़ है। ऐसे में मानव मस्तिष्क के लिए एक विषय पर फोकस कर पाना एक बड़ी चुनौती साबित हो रहा है। इसका भी निदान हमें योग से मिलता है। हम जानते हैं एकाग्रता मानव मन की सबसे बड़ी ताकत है। योग ध्यान के जरिए हमारा ये सामर्थ्य भी निखरता है।
Prime Minister Modi greeted the participants at the Sher-e-Kashmir International Conference Centre in Srinagar in India's Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. He also clicked selfies with the yoga enthusiasts present at the occasion. Leaders and prominent personalities from all across the nation united to celebrate the age-old discipline of yoga on the 10th International Yoga Day. India's Information and Broadcasting Minister Ashwini Vaishnav participated in a yoga session in New Delhi. Union Home Minister Amit Shah performed yoga in the Western Indian state of Gujarat's Ahmedabad. Various ministers observed the International Day of Yoga, including External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar, Union Ministers Suresh Gopi in Kerala's Kovalam, Raja Mohan Naidu, Giriraj Singh, along with former Speaker of India's lower house Om Birla, practiced yoga during the International Day of Yoga celebrations. Yoga is not merely a physical exercise but a holistic practice that integrates the body, mind and the soul. Officials at the helm of affairs, along with people across the globe, observed the International Day of Yoga to emphasize the importance of this ancient practice. With inputs from Jessica Taneja from Jammu and Kashmir, Antara Sinha for DD India.
When India's Minister of External Affairs, Dr. S. Jaishankar, led the diplomatic corps in yoga. It was a session for diplomats in Delhi, and foreign delegates participated in the diplomat yoga session. The UK envoys to India impressed everyone with their yoga skills. The UK High Commissioner Lindy Cameron held the lotus pose during the yoga session. And the British High Commissioner to India, Lindy Cameron, the UN Resident Coordinator in India, Shombi Sharp, and the Norway Ambassador to India, Mary Ellen Sterner, they shared their experiences of attending this yoga session led by the External Affairs Minister, Dr. Jaishankar, on the International Day of Yoga. Let's take a look at what they've said.
अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योगा दिवस की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं. It's been a wonderful morning, invigorating here, celebrating the 10th anniversary of the International Day of Yoga. And really, this is a wonderful way to celebrate harmony between the individual spirit and community. And we see this, the UN, we see this as a path towards health, a path towards peace. And we're all here celebrating today.
So it was fantastic to be here in Delhi, actually able to practice yoga on International Yoga Day with Dr. Jaishankar. I mean, both myself and my deputy are regular yoga practices, and so actually to be here with all the diplomatic corps was fantastic. I think it really is India's gift.
I love yoga. I think this practice was very, very good, and I learned new things about breathing on the Yoga Day. A happy International Yoga Day, everyone.
And we have with us in the studio Atul Vyas, Yoga Guru. Thank you very much, Mr. Vyas. Thank you for being with us. So, I mean, what comes to mind is that yoga is meant for people who want to meditate in quiet places, on hills, or, but we are living in big cities and there's such a lot of crowd. How can we perform yoga in, the hustle and bustle, let's say, of a city like Mumbai or Delhi?
Yoga is basically a science, and it doesn't matter where you live, whether it is secularism. It takes you away from the hum and drum of the cities and all sound and around. Because when you internalize your consciousness, then the external environment becomes ineffective. That's the basic science of yoga. So it is the internalization of your consciousness through one of the eight paths of yoga, that is pratyahar, is inherent in the yoga. So that is attached with the mindfulness. Yoga should be always done with the mindfulness, awareness that whatever you are doing, you should be at that moment.
Okay.
That is very critically important wherever you do yoga. Without that aspect, yoga is not that effective, to be honest.
Sure. But my question is also more about, we are all victims of our surroundings. And if we live in a surrounding where there's a lot of noise, action, activity, how do we, find that moment of quiet within ourselves?
See, it depends all on our reactivity. It is actually a person is defined by how he reacts to the external environment. And this is a very, very scientifically, endorsed fact that yoga changes your reaction to the people, to the situation, to your own self. And how does it work? Because I am not a yoga guru only, but I am a yoga scientist.
Okay.
I see the science, yoga as a science, and always look at the aspect why and how of the yoga. So Yoga is a science where actually your personality transforms, and how it transforms is basically through changing your thoughts. What is your thoughts, which are called thoughts are right on the vrittis as per yogic perspective.
Okay.
Now, what is vritti is, it is, if I explain what is mind and what is vritti is,
So-
mind is immobile, but
Okay.
vrittis are mobile. It is just like that. Mind is like a ship in a sea, and vrittis are like a sea. So when the sea is turbulent, the ship is also turbulent. So
So you're saying that by science, you're saying that our thoughts and our feelings,
Yes.
they impact our physical health.
of course,
They not only our mental and our physical health.
Yes, yes.
And so, okay, given that that is a reality, how do we get in tune with that? Because we are working all the time, you know, we have other distractions, we have computers, we have communications
Of
to
course.
people, we sit at meetings, sometimes we get angry, we suffer from road rage on the roads, for instance, when there's too much traffic, the metro is too full of people. I mean, how do we come in touch with our internal self?
Absolutely, you're right. Yoga is considered as a mind-body medicine. Yoga is also considered as a functional medicine. Yoga is considered as a mind-body. Apart from mind-body functional medicine, it's a kind of a, what I say. Well, I will just tell you something. But
Yeah.
first we will start with the mind-body medicine.
Yes, yes.
You know, till 1974, it was considered that immune system is permanent. Immune system cannot be manipulated. But an experiment in the Rochester University by Dr. Eder, which was not aimed at testing the immunity, but it was aimed at something else. But it was found when the two groups of rats were induced with a substance to induce vomiting and nausea in the two groups, and with that injection, saccharine was also given to them.
Okay.
So all the two groups of rats, many of them died through nausea and everything.
All right.
Then after 10 days, the remaining rats one of the group was induced with that same injection with saccharine, other group was induced by only saccharine.
I see.
And to the amazement of the world, the second group, which was given only saccharine, showed all the symptoms of the other group of the injection. And that changed the world perspective. And then it was considered that the immune system can be manipulated by mind.
Okay.
That was a great discovery. And yoga is a science which controls, changes mind. What is mind? Mind is nothing
Okay.
but a cluster of thoughts.
Sure, we'll come back to that. We'll, just look at how yoga is the International Day of Yoga is being celebrated despite heavy rain. In fact, the 10th International Day of Yoga celebration in Neustadt, Dresden in Germany drew about almost 1,000 participants and hosted by the Embassy of India, the Tagore Center and the ICCR in collaboration with the city of Dresden. The event showcased the unifying power of yoga. The Ambassador of India to Germany also emphasized yoga's role in community building. The German singer-songwriter Cass May, recognized by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in his podcast Man Ki Baat, recited mantras adding to the day's serenity.
Friends, yoga literally means union. Union of body and mind, of man and nature. I would like to take this opportunity that you will continue to be connected with yoga and will take this practice into your lives and improve the lives of yourselves and those around you.
And in Dubai, residents embraced wellness as well as, they had over 225 people participating in the International Day of Yoga celebrations there. It was hosted by Dusit Thani, Dubai, and organized by the Art of Living Foundation. The event, part of the global celebrations marking the 10th International Day of Yoga, highlighted the growing popularity of yoga in the UAE and its diverse, health-conscious community. This celebration in Dubai reflects the universal appeal of yoga and its growing significance as a practice that transcends cultural boundaries, promoting health and harmony on a global scale. Let's listen to some of the yoga practitioners who have shared their perspective on the impact of yoga.
Really thankful to our own Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji and obviously Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar ji for taking it across the globe. We are in 180 countries today celebrating the 10th International Day of Yoga. It's not only about the stretches on the body, but when you do those stretches, the way it impacts your mind and brings such a good union of the body and mind, and that is where your life is so complete.
We are at the beautiful Dusit Thani to celebrate the 10th International Yoga Day. It was an amazing experience. Yoga is all about breathe, smile, stretch and meditate, and we experienced all of that in the utmost style today.
I've been doing yoga for many years, but it was amazing being here today. It was an absolutely blissful experience doing it with other 300 participants. So it was a great journey today.
And the Embassy of India in Riyadh, in collaboration with the Saudi Yoga Committee and the Ministry of Sports of Saudi Arabia, organized an international seminar on yoga on June 20th as part of the 10th International Day of Yoga celebrations. The theme of this year's International Day of Yoga is Yoga for Self and Society. And the seminar, in fact, was presided over by Dr. Sohail Ajaz Khan, who is the Indian ambassador to Saudi Arabia. Nufal Marwai, who is the president of the Saudi Yoga Committee, and a Padma Shri awardee, and Rajeshri Chaudhary, who is the president of the International Yoga Sports Federation. They were at the event as chief guests. Now, the Ambassador Khan, he spoke about the expanding popularity of yoga practices worldwide and the significance of yoga, both personal and for the society. The event also featured documentary screenings on the history of yoga and International Day of Yoga. And Vinod Kumar, our correspondent, special correspondent based in Dubai, is joining us right now. Vinod, so just put into perspective for us how people have come out in terms of celebration of International Day of Yoga, and whether yoga is getting more and more popular in the Gulf countries.
Mark, let me give my perspective on UAE first, where I am based on right now. UAE boasts the maximum number of Indian expatriate population anywhere in the world. So UAE is having 7 emirates, and each of these emirates are having its own yoga events. Today, being the International Day of Yoga, Art of Living Foundation took charge in spearheading the event in the morning itself. Like we had close to 225 people participating in the Dusit Thani Hotel, where Art of Living volunteers and members took charge of the Yoga Day celebrations here. And the main event, the main event in the sense that the number of people participating is scheduled for tomorrow. Tomorrow at the iconic Dubai World Trade Center, Indian Mission in Dubai. The Consulate General of India is collaborating with Friends of India, Indian Women in Dubai, and more than 5,000 people are expected to do yoga sessions tomorrow in Dubai. And the Indian Embassy in Abu Dhabi is also coordinating 2 events. One is at the iconic Louvre Museum. Just like we have the Louvre Museum in Paris, we have a Louvre Museum here in Abu Dhabi. Around 500 members are scheduled to participate on Sunday. And tomorrow, the UAE Foreign Minister, Sheikh Nahyan bin Mubarak Al Nahyan, is set to grace as a chief guest in the main yoga event in the Indian Embassy is coordinating at Adnak in Abu Dhabi. Along with that, in the other Emirates like Ras Al Khaimah, today evening we are having an event at Ras Al Khaimah. Again, Indian Consulate is collaborating with Friends of India, Indian People's Forum, and Sharjah. In Sharjah, for the last 10 years, in the same place, in the grounds of Skyline University, yoga is being practiced right from 2014. This year, we are set to witness more than 6,500 people participating in this yoga. This event is again scheduled on the 23rd of this month. So if you summarize it, it's not an international day of yoga. We can say that UAE is marking an international week of yoga.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much,
As you
Vinod.
said.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vinod Kumar, joining us from Dubai. Now let's move on. The Embassy of India in Jakarta also celebrated the 10th International Day of Yoga at the Ministry of Youth and Sports. And the Ambassador Sandeep Chakravarti, together with Heyono Isman, who's the chairman of Kurmi, and Suryati M. C., who's the deputy for the Youth Empowerment Ministry there at Kemenpora. They graced this event with their presence. And we continue to have Mr. Atul Vyas, well-known yoga practitioner with us and guru. So some of the concerns that people have, let's say in a few countries of the world, is that there could be yoga skeptics. Now you looking at it as a science. How do we change their point of view and bring them into the understanding that this is more of a science?
There was an article in the New York Times, very damaging article, that yoga can wreck your body. It was really damaging, and it was, I mean, it included, doctors and the teachers who were teaching yoga for 10 years, that this capillary, and if you do this, this happens, this and that happens. It was a very damaging article. So for a group of 45 correspondents were called to India to explain them the science, and I was one of the fortunate trainers who was asked to take a session in Agra, and there I requested the organizers there should be a question and answer session. And when there was a session, I was being told that these American journalists are more than like doctors, science journalists, and So, but it was a session. So after the session, they asked me, first question was, have you read that article? I said, yes. Then he asked, do you believe that it can wreck your body? I said, yes. So I mean, there was a hum, this. I said, yes. Why only yoga? If you do anything wrong,
yes,
whether it is aerobics, gymming, or cycling, or anything, you will be hurt. Your body will be wrecked. And then I explained to them that this science of yoga is very subjective. It depends on the nature of a person who is doing it. According to Ayurveda, there are 3 types of person: Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. I mean, people who have got heat inherent in them, some people have got cold, Kapha, and Vata, very active. So if you are doing, I mean, yoga is a varied science, and all the asanas are not meant for everyone.
Okay.
If a person who is suffering from Pitta dosha, that is heat in the body, and if he does asanas which increase heat in the body, there are many asanas which increase heat in the body, which increase cold in the body, which increase Vata in the body. So if a person which is inherent nature is heat, and if he does that asanas which increase heat.
So how do you define, how do you know which one?
Does
yoga affect, the male body differently from the female body?
No. It doesn't differentiate between male and female, of course, because we believe that this body is made of male and female element both. Right side of the body is sun, left side of the body is moon. That is called, and right side of the body we call it Shiva. Left side is Parvati. So it is, feminine and male energies both together in size. And you will see that diseases, as per yoga, diseases you can very easily make out a person is suffering from a disease or not, because disease take 4 years to 2 years to set in. So if your both sides are imbalanced, suppose right side is more you're flexible, you are not on the left side, then you must know there is a disease in the body, whether the tests are, whether it comes into the test or not. So balancing both the sides, you can cure yourself of the diseases. That's a very simple fact about yoga. And it's a wonderful fact about yoga.
Okay, we'll come back to you, Mr. Vyas, but let's continue. The 10th edition of International Day of Yoga is celebrated across Nepal as well, with the practice of yoga sessions from the morning onwards. The Embassy of India in Kathmandu organized a yoga practice session in Pokhara, and the event witnessed enthusiastic participation from the local community, college students, school children, including officials and local administration, members of various local yoga organizations, the Gorkha soldiers as well, who joined in to promote the ancient practice of yoga for health and well-being, as Mr. Vyas was just telling us. Now we are joined by Shweta Singh, our correspondent, special correspondent based in Kathmandu. She's joining us now. Shweta, so put into context for us the importance of yoga in Nepal. After all, culturally, Nepal is as close to India as possible, and hence yoga is as ancient there as it is here.
Yes, Mark. You see, here in Nepal, yoga was just not celebrated today, but from last 3 days, there is in the various cities across Nepal, yoga is being celebrated. Here I am standing at Sarankote. This is one of the iconic tourist place. Here yesterday morning, our yoga session was conducted, where hundreds of people participated. And at my back, you see there is Feva Lake. This is also iconic place in Pokhara. Here also yesterday, yoga session was day before yesterday actually. Yoga session was practiced here by Gorkha soldiers. So across 10 major cities in Nepal, yoga is being practiced. Several yoga peeth instructors, they are showcasing people how to practice yoga. And you see Nepal and India are culturally related. They share common cultural heritage. So yoga is one of the shared cultural heritage. Yoga is practiced here by people even in our place. This is our, you see, ancient tradition for well-being. So the benefit of yoga now people have really realized, and when we started celebrating International Yoga Day, it is emphasized. It is more strengthened now. And yoga as a cultural shared heritage, now Nepal and India are coming more closer, because in all the iconic places in Nepal, we are celebrating yoga.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much, Shweta Singh, for joining us from Kathmandu, from Pokhara in Nepal. Let's turn to Mr. Vyas once again. We see that, you know, for the occasion at least, they choose beautiful locations. That also helps, isn't it, in getting the highest quality of yoga. I mean, if you're there amongst the Himalayas, beautiful lakes, does that enhance the the experience?
It is all about your internal environment.
So it's nothing about the external.
No. It doesn't matter. If your internal environment is disturbed, even if you are in the most iconic situation in the world, you will not enjoy them. Your mind is disturbed. So what is important is that your internal environment should be very beautiful, very calm. You know, we have got two systems in the brain, sympathetic and parasympathetic system. So if your sympathetic system is activated, where stress, you are geared up to fight or flight response actually, then you will not enjoy anything else. Where breathing is faster, heart beats faster, you're starting perspiring, your stress hormones are there to prepare you for fight or flight. But then yoga actually changes the system to parasympathetic, and your breathing becomes faster. So as you asked initially that how to change it, you observe your breath. If you can control your breath, you can change your reaction to the environment, and your howsoever hustle and bustle may be there, you can be calm and peaceful like our Honorable Prime Minister.
So we were talking a little earlier about how different bodies react to yoga, and I asked you about the male and female. But there are certain hormonal issues that one considers. Women have more concerns about their hormonal imbalances. I mean, I'm making a generalization here, but how does yoga help in something like this?
We are all controlled by chemicals, hormones or enzymes. A recent discovery which has revolutionized the world is, and that lady was given Nobel Prize, the secret of longevity, youth has been, is out now. And yoga is a very prominent player in that. That if you give me permission, I can explain you, which has revolutionized the world. It will answer your question as well.
As briefly as possible, sir.
As briefly, because all our cells have got a DNA, and on the tip of the DNA of each cell, there is a structure called telomere. The length and health of that telomere decides how long a person will live and how healthy he will be. When the cell divides, the telomere also divides. If the telomere length is shortened, that person will not live longer, and he will have an ill health. And this discovery revolutionized the world. And later on it was found out that telomere length depends on an enzyme called telemers. And Dr. D. Nornish and Candy, who got Nobel Prize for that, they conducted an experiment on people where 30 people were, their telemers quantity was noted, and then they were asked to do yoga for 30 days, and it was, everybody was surprised that the telemers content increased by 30%.
Okay, fair enough. Let's move on to, I'll come back to you, stay with us, Mr. Vyas. Now let's look at other countries. We're going to cross to Bangladesh now. The fervor of International Yoga Day is vividly seen in Bangladesh's capital, Dhaka. People from all walks of life, they participated in the celebrations. The event attracted yoga enthusiasts, fitness buffs, all eager to engage in the yoga practices and also promote holistic well-being. And Naval Singh Parmar, our special correspondent based in Dhaka, is now joining us with more on this. We are seeing that in the neighborhood, yoga is really very much a subcontinental, means as old as anywhere else in India, in the subcontinent. So tell us, Mr. Parmar, how International Yoga Day is being celebrated, and whether there are any skeptics who are concerned and some of the issues they have with regard to yoga, and how best we can overcome that.
Yes, the 10th edition of International Day of Yoga celebrated in Bangladesh with full of enthusiasm. High Commission of India in Bangladesh organized a grand yoga session at the Shahid Sohrawardi Indoor Stadium, Dhaka, and in that around 1,200 people took part. And one striking fact came across in last 21 days, because in Bangladesh, curtain raiser event were held on 1st of June. So in last 21 days, I have visited many yoga venue and many sessions. But the fact is that here in Bangladesh, I have seen that more women are participating in yoga than the men. So, and the women from across the religion line, irrespective of religion, Muslim, Buddhist, Hindus, all communities are taking part in yoga, and it is getting very popularity in Bangladesh. And at the same time, in last 10 years, earlier there were very few people who were knowing about the yoga. But in Indian High Commission took initiative, and around 200 plus certified yoga teachers are there in Dhaka only, and more number of yoga teachers are there in other part of Bangladesh. But in Dhaka, there are 200 certified yoga teachers. Second thing, more than 35 yoga organizations are functioning in Bangladesh, and they organize a series of events in Dhaka as well as other cities of Bangladesh, and people from all across the age gap, from young children to the elderly people, irrespective of the religion, irrespective of the class, irrespective of their age group, people are taking interest in yoga, and they believe that yoga can help us to cure the lifestyle disease. So most of the more than 50% people were above the age of 45, and they were having certain health-related issue, and mainly that are the lifestyle disease. So they have a belief that they will get curing from by the practice of yoga. So that is the important thing.
Especially the lifestyle diseases.
21 days.
Right, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much, Mr. Parmar. Thank you for joining us from Dhaka with that update. Now in Sri Lanka, the 10th International Day of Yoga was observed at Galle Fort, and the Consulate General of India in Hambantota, it made arrangements for the celebrations of the UNESCO World Heritage Site. This happened at Galle, at the World Heritage Site there.
Yoga, it's a union. It's very important. Everyone should realize the importance of yoga. Everyone should make it a routine to do yoga. It has spiritual, physical, and mental benefits. And the whole world should accept it, and the whole world should embrace yoga, because yoga is something that connects the whole world. I am happy, I have done yoga, I am doing yoga, and I appreciate and I love yoga.
And in a remarkable initiative, it was aimed at enhancing holistic well-being and inner well-being in Darjeeling. The Indian security personnel and their counterparts from Nepal celebrated Yoga Day. The Border Security Force personnel performed yoga in the eastern coastal city of Kolkata in West Bengal. The Indo-Tibetan Border Police personnel performed yoga at an altitude of more than 15,000 feet in Ladakh. The Border Security Force personnel performed yoga at the Attari border. Indian naval personnel performed yoga on board the INS Vikramaditya and the INS Shivalik. And Indian Navy personnel also performed yoga asanas such as the Surya Namaskar on board the warship INS Tarkash. And Indian Army personnel performed yoga at Siachen at the Pangong Tso to mark International Day of Yoga. Well, yoga teachers in Japan, they are hoping that they can help the practice to break into the mainstream over there. They say that yoga could help the busy working people of Tokyo recover from the stresses of city life, but less than 20% of the population regularly practices it. Here's DD India correspondent Chris Gilbert with the story.
It's early on a Tuesday in the heart of the world's biggest metropolis, and Tarun is teaching his students nourishment. He uses yoga to help busy working people win the morning. If they practice regularly, he says yoga can help them win their week, their month, and eventually their whole lives.
If you practice yoga, you will get everything what you need from this life, and you will be the best of your life. I'm not saying to compare to your neighbors or compare to anyone. You will be your best.
Tarun says yoga loves him and has practiced since before he can remember. He wants to share that love in Japan, often appearing on TV, to make it popular. But he says it's not yet broken through into the mainstream.
Yoga needs to get popular in Japan. The peak is not there yet. Not even 20% people are practicing yoga. So we at least need to go 30% of the Japanese population practicing regularly yoga.
There are historical reasons why yoga has struggled to take hold in Japan.
Many people here still remember the 1995 sarin gas attacks by the Om Shinrikyo group, which practiced yoga, and teachers say that led the public to be cautious about the pursuit for many years afterwards, until everything changed in the 2010s when yoga wear became fashionable.
That's when apparel brand Lululemon became popular and activewear hit the streets. Tom Wada teaches yoga in Omotesando, Tokyo's fashion hub. He says fashion has helped rehabilitate yoga's image, but it's come with a catch.
The way it's advertised here, if you see an advertisement for yoga studios, it's usually with beautiful female yoga teachers or models, and that's how people see yoga now. I have had people say that, oh, but yoga is for women, right? And so males don't practice.
He says the meditative aspect of yoga could help all Japanese people recover from long work days and stressful city life.
And meditation is giving back to yourself that time, that you are usually giving away to others, like you're giving importance to, let's say, Instagram, or to the company, or to whatever rules that Japan might oppose on you.
Tarun also says he wants his studio to liberate Japanese people from social expectations.
In Japan, most of the time, to kids, they teach dame first, what not to do. I try to teach them what to do.
Hoping to spread his love for yoga and stretch the practice to a wider population. Chris Gilbert in Tokyo, reporting for DD India.
So let's turn to our yoga guru, Mr. Atul Vyas, once again. So how do we, build the popularity? Should we start young? I mean, yoga has been around now for a long time. Would you say that we should have some team building exercises, physical education in schools? Would that be one way of looking at it, where children develop
this is
happening for years already?
No, this is, see, basically you will love why people throng particular restaurant. Because they love the food, So yoga is just something which if you taste once, you will never leave it. Why? Because it fits into your core. That is very important, because the basic problem.
Talking of it like an addiction, maybe you're addicted, but if I want, I'm coming to a question here, because you see, people have addictions. They have addictions which are bad for them, vices, let's say smoking or alcohol. Can yoga help them to get away from this?
Of course. This I have experienced with myself. There was a trained pilot, and he came to me that I'm a drunkard and I start drinking from the morning to evening. I'm so fed up that I can't do anything. Then I suggested him few asanas. See, there are basic kriyas. It's very subjective science. I repeat again. You have to understand the person. The yoga uses Ayurveda principles and Ayurveda uses yoga principles. And after a month, the same guy came to me. He was a Rajput, 6 feet tall, very handsome guy, and came to me, touched my feet. Sir, now I can't drink, and now he is a pilot in the Pacific something in the airline. Okay. So yes, it works on this, because basically it changes your inside, effortless. The best thing about yoga is there is no effort involved. I asked him to drink whenever he wants. So you don't stop anything, but it comes from within. For example, myself, I tell you about myself. Since I have taken up yoga seriously after the death of my mother, who was the first lady yoga guru of India, and was the first postgraduate girl of Rajasthan. So after, when I took it full time and devoted myself, I left everything, then now today the thing is, I can't tell a lie. Okay. I can't speak untruth. All right. So this is something which has come to me naturally. It is not imposed on me. So yoga is very transformative, and the problem with the world today is that our body is based on the primitive responses of Adi Manav.
Okay.
Adi Manav was working very hard, physical, and whenever there was a threat, his body was prepared itself to run, fight or flight.
All right.
But nowadays, we are posed with threats.
We're running short of time, so I just ask you one more question. The yoga guru in Japan was a little concerned that the way that's advertised is that they put it's more about physique, more like you to look more beautiful, and yoga is marketed in this way that you can it helps you to get the best shape and the. Is that really, does that come out of yoga? At the end of the day, do you get...
These are all byproducts.
Byproducts, it happens, but you will have...
Of course.
Okay,
fair enough. Happens. If you coming from Jaipur to Delhi, there will be Shahpura, there will be the Behror, there will be Gurgaon. They are all byproducts. Actually, yoga is a science of making Nar as a Narayan. It is a science of making a person to a god, with unlimited potentialities. Actually, best of the intelligent people, they use 5 to 10% of their brain, maximum, even Einstein. 90% of the brain, we don't use it. Yoga blossomed, therefore, our limitations are there. We can hear a frequency below which we can't hear, above. But with the yoga, you can hear that hearing increases.
So it increases us to
limits.
Us to
limits.
Reach our limits.
For example, your eyes don't see. Your eyes don't see.
Sure.
So and brain sees. So actually yoga works on your brain and thoughts.
Okay, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much, Mr. Atul Vyas. Thank you for joining us here in this program. Now let's continue with showing you what International Yoga Day has been across the world. In fact, at the United Nations in New York, the Indian mission has organized a huge yoga session on the North Lawns. The theme for this year's session is Yoga for Self and Society. DD India's Jody Jacobs reports from New York.
In 2014, the United Nations declared the 21st of June as the International Day of Yoga, recognizing that yoga provides a holistic approach to one's health and well-being. International Day of Yoga was proposed by India and endorsed by 175 member states. The proposal was first introduced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi during an address to the General Assembly. The 21st of June is particularly significant as it's the longest day of the year and the summer solstice in the Northern Hemisphere. Last year, on these northern lawns here at the United Nations headquarters in New York, Prime Minister Modi joined hundreds of UN staff and diplomats in a yoga session. Since its inception, International Yoga Day has grown significantly. Globally, governments, yoga institutes and individuals plan large-scale yoga classes and cultural gatherings, and the day has developed into a worldwide platform for spreading awareness of yoga and of all its advantages for leading a balanced and healthy life. This year marks the 10th International Day of Yoga, and once again these lawns will be decked with yoga mats as UN officials and diplomats will again participate in a yoga session. The event is organized by the Permanent Mission of India to the United Nations, with the theme this year being Yoga for Self and Society. Jody Jacobs at the United Nations headquarters in New York, reporting for DD India.
Well, dozens of Indians and other foreign nationals gathered in the capital of the Democratic Republic of Congo to mark International Day of Yoga, and the event was organized by the Indian Embassy in Kinshasa. This is the 10th globally International Day of Yoga. It's 10th year since the United Nations had designated June 21 as the International Day of Yoga. And DD India correspondent Chris Ochamringa has more from Kinshasa.
Thank you all of.
A yoga session is underway in Kinshasa. The capital of the Democratic Republic of Congo has a large Indian community. Some of them showed up to take part in this event ahead of the International Day of Yoga.
When you're doing yoga, it's not just the postures which are important, but you also need to focus on your breathing. You also need to concentrate your mind on every movement of your body.
This year, the world marks the International Day of Yoga under the theme Yoga for Self and Society. The event in Kinshasa attracted foreign nationals as well.
I love yoga very much because it's not only beneficial to the body, but the spirit as well.
The participants are taught to meditate and detach themselves from the world in order to create perfect harmony between their mind and body. One who experiences that harmony is said to have attained a state of freedom known as nirvana.
Yoga is a spiritual discipline that originated in India. It's now practiced in countries thousands of miles away like the Democratic Republic of Congo, thanks to the Indians who are popularizing it. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi urged the United Nations to designate June 21st as the International Day of Yoga in September 2014. The proposal received wide support from UN member states and was adopted without a vote. Chris Ochamringa in Kinshasa, reporting for DD India.
And this year's Yoga Day theme is Yoga for Self and Society. It underscores the holistic benefits of yoga, not just for an individual, but society as a whole. Tripti Tripathi gives us more.
Over the last decade, Modi government has championed yoga on both national and international stages. The recognition of June 21st as International Yoga Day by the United Nations in 2014 was a significant achievement for India. Yoga has become a symbol of India's ancient wisdom and spiritual heritage, fostering goodwill across borders. In 2023, Guinness World Record was created for most nationalities in a yoga session at the Yoga Day event led by PM Narendra Modi in New York. Another record was created in Surat with 1.53 lakh participants celebrating International Yoga Day. Domestically, the creation of the Ministry of Ayush in 2014 marked a significant step in mainstreaming yoga. This ministry has launched initiatives like Namaste Yoga app, making yoga resources accessible to all. The new education policy 2020 also integrates yoga into the school curriculum. Recognized as a sports discipline, yoga is now taught in many universities.
Government of India is also propagating yoga through generation of evidences, yoga effect of yoga on health. For example, in AIMS Delhi there is a Center for Integrative Medicine Research which is supported by Ministry of Ayush. So that center is doing a lot of research on yoga. NIMHANS is doing a lot of research on yoga. There are global institutions, NIH, USA is doing a lot of research on yoga. So basically large scale evidence generation is also another aspect where we bring yoga into the lives of the people, and that is happening.
Programs like Har Angan Yoga promote yoga at the grassroots level and in workplaces. Initiatives such as Yoga Bharat Mala, Yoga Sagar Mala and Yoga My Pride photography contest further elevates yoga's presence. Ministry of Ayush in collaboration with MyGov has also launched Yoga 2024 quiz based on past International Day of Yoga celebrations. Each participant of the quiz will be rewarded with an e-certificate. Another initiative includes Prime Minister's Award for Yoga that honors significant contributions to the promotion and development of yoga. For International Day of Yoga 2024, the Ministry of Ayush, along with the Morarji Desai National Institute of Yoga, is leading the 100 Days, 100 Cities and the 100 Organizations campaign. This initiative involves mass yoga demonstrations and sessions.
From fostering physical well-being to enhancing India's cultural diplomacy, yoga continues to unite and empower millions across the globe. Prasar Bharati for DD India.
And from relieving stress to reducing the risk of heart disease, yoga's health benefits are plenty. Let's take a look at Anu Kaushik's report.
Regarded as a holistic approach to health, yoga has a history of thousands of years. Practicing yoga leads to both physical and mental well-being. Yoga improves strength, balance and flexibility by warming up muscles and increasing blood flow. It also helps reduce back pain. Yoga benefits people who have stiff joints due to arthritis by improving mobility.
योग एक ऐसी चीज़ है जिसका जो हमारे मेंटल हेल्थ को इम्प्रूव करता है और जब आपकी मेंटल हेल्थ अच्छी होगी और इन्फ्लेमेशन भी कम होगा जॉइंट में तो आपकी सोशल हेल्थ भी इम्प्रूव होगी.
Yoga plays a role in controlling heart disease risk factors like high blood pressure and cholesterol. It also has a positive impact on the respiratory system as it helps in clearing air passages in the lungs. On the mental health front, yoga curbs anxiety by reducing levels of stress hormones in the body. Including yoga in your daily routine also helps reduce weight, improve sleep cycle, decrease burnout, and boost overall immunity. Though it originated in India, yoga's merits have been acknowledged across the globe. Its proponents include the World Health Organization.
India has a rich history of traditional medicine through Ayurveda, including yoga, which has been shown to be effective in alleviating pain.
Be it lowering risk of serious ailments or improving the quality of life, yoga has something beneficial for everyone. Anu Kaushik's report for DD India.
Well, fitness enthusiasts have beaten the excruciating heat wave as the world celebrates International Day of Yoga on June 21. Hundreds of fitness freaks took over the streets of New York City, Times Square, in fact. The International Day of Yoga has been celebrated worldwide annually on June 21 since 2015, after Prime Minister Modi's proposal to dedicate a day to celebrate the ancient Indian fitness routine was formally accepted by the United Nations General Assembly in 2014.
I have all these people around me when I'm doing the yoga. It's a nice experience. And being in Times Square all around, it's so beautiful.
I saw this yoga and I got so excited about it. I've been doing it ever since.
I'm so exciting, blue sky and the Times Square. So I'm very happy to hear.
I think people are more interested in it as a way of solving. There's so many things that we cannot solve, but we can regulate and navigate through our own emotional fields and physical fields and spiritual fields. We can navigate that stuff successfully, I think, with yoga.
Well, India, the birthplace of yoga, has long been a torchbearer of this holistic practice. And with its roots deeply embedded in Indian culture and spiritual traditions, yoga has transcended borders and become a global phenomenon. The journey of yoga from ancient ashrams to modern studios worldwide is a testament to India's enduring cultural influence.
Yoga, with its origins in ancient India, has transcended cultural and geographical boundaries to become a global practice embraced by millions. Celebrated throughout the year, yoga events and festivals highlight its benefits for physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. Yoga's year-round celebrations underscore its universal appeal and profound impact on personal and collective well-being. Whether through grand international events or personal practices, yoga continues to inspire and transform lives worldwide. As more people embrace yoga, its message of peace, balance, and health resonates more strongly across the globe. On International Yoga Day in 2022, DD India undertook extensive arrangements for one-of-its-kind event, the Guardian Ring for Yoga program. This unique and innovative event was envisaged for Yoga Day by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The Guardian Ring program celebrated the movement of the sun, underlining the concept of one sun, one earth. From east to west, people from all countries welcomed the sun, with yoga celebrating the Indian tradition of Surya Namaskar or sun salutation. This special program was telecasted live exclusively on DD India, the international channel of India's public broadcaster Prasar Bharati. India's ancient gift to the world, yoga, has indeed woven a thread of unity and wellness across the globe. As yoga continues to evolve and adapt to modern needs, India's role in nurturing and sharing this timeless practice remains central to its global success. Kruti Vadhera's report for DD India.
Well, that's all we have in this edition of DD India News Hour. Let's know your thoughts on the news of the day. And for those of you on the go, you can get the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen and download it. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Mark Lin. From all of us here in Delhi, thank you very much for watching DD India News Hour. Namaskar.